don't give a fuck if I'm held accountable for what I did. Yes, I snitched, and I did it proudly.
Tekashi69 glares into the lens and barks. I don't give a damn about being held accountable for what I did. Yes, I snitched, and I did it proudly. His words hit like a slap.
I throw my whole life away to please you, to please them. But everybody who fucking snitches, everybody should be held accountable.
The echo is still ringing when bright orange tow trucks rumble up to his Florida mansion. One by one, they drag off the rainbow Lamborghini, the Rolls Royce, and every other supercar in the driveway. The IRS says he owes more than $20 million in back taxes, and they want their money now. Long before the tax trucks arrived, flashing blue lights had already surrounded him. In November 2018, federal agents grabbed the self-proclaimed King of New York on racketeering and gun charges and shoved him into a police cruiser while cameras clicked.
Federal agents sit in front of my house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. One thing I fear in life. No, 2 things. I fear God and I fear the FBI. Only 2 things I'm scared in life.
How did a kid who bragged about $1 million deals and fearless snitching shoot so high, then spin out so fast? Stick around. Every louder, riskier choice shows exactly how to blow up a life in record time. In 2017, Daniel Hernandez, better known as Tekashi69, splashed onto YouTube with heavy songs like Gummo, Kooda, and Billy. His rainbow hair, gang-packed videos, and booming beats pulled in millions of views almost overnight. Kids copied the look. Blogs couldn't stop writing about him. Online, he bragged about a $7 million record deal and a huge headphone contract while waving fat stacks of cash, flashing gold teeth, and showing off a brand new Rolex.
You hear me? You got 1 house right here, 2 houses right here, 3 houses right here, 4 houses right here, 5 houses right here, maybe 2 houses right there, you feel me?
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, he shouted on Instagram as streams soared past 100 million. Fans called him a genius. Haters said he was a ticking clock bound to blow. The rise looked unstoppable, but cracks were already hiding beneath the bling. Boom! A shaky phone video pops up. Tekashi69 screams at Chicago rapper Lil Reese. Reese screams back, threats fly, voices clash, sparks explode.
You tough by yourself, right? You tough by yourself, right? Bro, put that shit away, cause when you shit it on yourself, you didn't pull that out.
Man, I don't wanna hear that shit,
shit it on yourself, you didn't pull that out.
Hey, you too internet, bro.
No, listen, when you shit it on yourself, why didn't you do this?
Look, fuck that.
Why didn't you pull that gun out when you shit it on yourself?
Internet, shreddy.
The feud only grows hotter. Earlier in 2018, Tekashi paid friend Kooda B $20,000 to fire shots at Chief Keef near Times Square. Kooda later pled guilty and the story hit national news. 2 years later, Tekashi flew to Chicago in the dead of night, filmed himself on O Block, and laid flowers, quote, for Lil Durk's cousin Nunu.
O Block right here, this is y'all wanted me in Chicago. O Block right here. I should call this shit No Block. It's 10 o'clock, where the fuck y'all niggas at? Niggas ain't outside. It's only 10 p.m. Where the fuck y'all niggas at, blood?
Not done trolling, he linked up with Chief Keef's baby mother, Slim Danger, whisked her to a Gucci store, and dropped about $75,000 on a shopping spree, recording every moment.
What's up, this Slim Danger, this Chief Keef baby mama. I'm out here in New York, and guess what? That nigga don't do shit for his fucking kid.
You know, Treyway here, man. If you don't know how to take care of your girl, niggas gonna take care of her for you.
The tension hanging over Tekashi's head now feels like a ticking time bomb ready to explode. Viewers said he must have screws loose, trolling harder than the rap game had ever seen, and each stunt dragged real-world danger even closer. Late in 2018, prosecutors warned Tekashi he could face 47 years in prison on racketeering charges. To save himself, he did the unthinkable. He testified against his own crew, even pointing out gang members on courtroom screens.
Imagine I would have stood tall, right? Kept it real, did the 47 years right now.
Well, you wouldn't be on the podcast, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to get to. Who would be here right now?
Memes crowned him the world's biggest snitch, but the gamble worked. The judge cut his time to 2 years and he walked free in spring 2020. His first day home, he dropped Gooba, filmed in his backyard while wearing an ankle monitor. The song smashed YouTube records with 45 million views in 24 hours and lit an Instagram live that drew 2 million watchers, the app's biggest audience ever. Freedom brought a spending storm. Tekashi scooped up 5 luxury cars at once: a Lamborghini Aventador, McLaren 720S, Rolls-Royce Wraith, Mercedes G-Wagon, and a custom Range Rover. he paid nearly $1 million for a shark-shaped diamond chain, then blew $50,000 in 10 minutes at Gucci. Video site Rumble handed him $2 million to live stream video games for 1 hour each week. He showed up 4 times, then vanished, leaving sponsor Steve Will Do It holding the bill.
I said, how much money has he given to his daughter for 5 years? He said 20,000, right?
That's 4,000 a year.
4,000 a year, right? I've seen him get paid like over $10 million in 1 year.
Meanwhile, Tekashi promised to give strangers 50 grand every week, filming each giveaway for Clout. Behind the scenes, lawsuits, court fines, and unpaid child support piled high. Even his cash stack videos were stuffed with prop money. The fire hose of spending blasted faster than any income could refill it.
Since the last time I've been here, I donated close to $1 million just to community. Not to no foundations, just going on the street and giving out money.
September 2020 was a gut punch. His comeback album Tattletales sold just 55,000 copies its first week. Tiny for a star who paid bodyguards thousands per day. Streams sank, radio play dried up, and clothing brands backed away. Tour promoters feared violence at shows. Private jets, armored SUVs, and round-the-clock security burned cash at a crazy rate. Tekashi tried quick fixes, limited edition merch, paid shoutouts, even FaceTime calls for a fee, but none covered the bills. Debts popped up faster than he could swat them away. By 2023, a follow-up album slipped out with barely a whisper. No chart spot, no buzz, no hits. Commentators called it flat soda, and fans wondered if Tekashi was finished. Then a glimmer of hope. In October 2024, indie label Cartel Music offered a deal worth up to $6 million. $1 million upfront for a 10-song album, and $250,000 for every concert on a world tour, if he stayed clean. Rules were strict. Life coach sessions, drug tests, no drama. Tekashi teased studio pics and promised fresh tracks. For a moment, a smarter comeback seemed possible. Weeks later, it cracked. He skipped tests, crossed state lines without permission, and tested positive for meth. He claimed it was ADHD meds. A judge hit him with 45 days in jail for violating parole. Cartel froze the contract, venues backed out, insurers hiked prices. The $6 million lifeline dangled by a thread, while creditors kept knocking. By early 2025, the ledger looked brutal. Back taxes topping $10 million, interest snowballing, and penalties growing by the day. The IRS had liens on his jewelry and asked banks to freeze accounts. Tekashi laughed on social media, saying the government couldn't touch him. He soon learned otherwise.
How much money have you spent on legal fees this year? Too much, right?
Yeah, like $500,000.
That's what I'm saying.
On a humid spring morning, federal agents rolled up with a full seizure order. Their list filled 3 pages: exotic cars, designer watches, gold plaques, fur coats, rare sneakers, even custom rainbow grill molds. Neighbors filmed tow truck crews loading the Aventador, Wraith, and matte black G-Wagon onto flatbeds, while movers carried boxes marked high-value jewelry and studio awards out the front door. Everything went to a secure Palm Beach warehouse. 2 weeks later, the IRS launched an online auction. Bidders worldwide fought for Tekashi's shark chain, a $500,000 Richard Mille watch, and the neon-wrapped McLaren. One Gooba plaque sold for the price of a small house. Yet experts said the auction would cover only a slice of what he owed. News programs ran split-screen footage. On one side, past clips of Tekashi tossing $100 bills. On the other, government workers boxing those same bills as evidence. Some viewers cheered, saying karma had landed. Others felt pity, sharing his early songs and begging for a comeback. His lawyers rushed last-minute motions, payment plans, asset swaps, but the government pressed on. Court filings showed maxed out credit cards, back rent on 2 homes, and lapsed insurance on the cars now hauled away. The once mighty brand looked close to broke. Tekashi popped up on a borrowed phone for a shaky Instagram live. They can take the cars, the chains, the plaques, but they can't take my soul. The feed exploded with laughing emojis, crying emojis, and long strings of L's. After 3 minutes, the owner yanked the phone to avoid being dragged into the mess. By sundown, the matches stood quiet. No booming bass, no rainbow hair, no crowds. The giant 69 mural on the garage door faced an empty driveway. Could he pull off one more miracle? The IRS hinted more seizures might come. Creditors lined the courthouse hallway. Former friends called in old favors. Yet somewhere on our hard drive, unreleased tracks with pounding drums still wait. The final chapter isn't written, but right now, Tekashi69 stands at the edge of a cliff, staring into a canyon he dug himself. Tekashi69 rocketed from unknown teen to streaming superstar in record time. But wild spending, old crimes, fiery Chicago feuds, and fresh mistakes dragged him down just as fast. Cars gone, chains sold, bank accounts frozen, and a mountain of bills remain. Is this saga a warning to future stars, or the setup for one last shocking return? Tell us in the comments. Smash like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep dive into hip-hop's biggest rises and biggest falls.
Sending shots. Everything I was rapping about was really happening.